What's going on, people? It's the afternoon. Iran is attacking America, but it's not real, so we're okay. So Night of Champions just got, in my opinion, Night of Champions has a really good chance of being fine now. Had there been a real conflict that was real, I could see this being canceled. But I believe the Night of Champions, as long as there aren't real attacks that happen besides these churches, as long as there aren't real attacks that happen, I think Night of Champions has a really good chance of continuing. I don't think there's going to be any trouble at this point. And it's weird that it's all going to get resolved right before Night of Champions, potentially. I mean, that Saudi prince is not going to let something happen to his favorite WWE superstars. So, this is breaking news. I was going to be going live talking about Night of Champions. Will it be canceled? But now that these attacks just happened, literally just happened as we're going live, it ain't going to be canceled. It ain't going to be canceled. No way. Because breaking news, Iran just attacked America, but it's fake. So, man, this was going to be a huge... I was going to have a lot to talk about here and to speculate about, but now it's not going to happen. There's no reason to be worried now whatsoever. Because if there had been a real attack, then I would say, okay, Saudi Arabia, they're in trouble. But other than a few churches being bombed, you know... It's, yeah, I mean, other than some churches being attacked, I mean, I don't think there's much to worry about. So, I think that, yeah, Saudi Prince will defend his wrestling. So, Iran basically fake attacked us, kind of. I mean, no U.S. soldiers are dead, obviously. They gave us a huge heads up. And we didn't blow up anybody in Iran either, so... America has killed 0 Iranians, and Iran has killed, I believe, 0 Americans, I believe. So, you know, we might be good to go. There's been no word from WWE on Saudi Arabia yet. But now that this has happened, I would think that there won't be a word. Yeah, so people were concerned, obviously. People were obviously really concerned about whether or not we were going to get, WWE Night of Champions. But like this to me it tells me that we're probably going to go on as scheduled because, I mean, it's a work. If Saudi Arabia, if Iran was killing Americans and blowing them up, or blowing up our bases with people in them, then it would be like, okay, we got problems, guys. We got major issues. But that's not happening. So now we know that I'm sure WWE is taking that into account. Which is, this is great news that we finally, that we're getting word on this pretty early so we can, kind of know what's up. I mean, it's weird that WWE, I believe, has said nothing, and it looks like they're going to continue saying nothing and just pretend like this isn't even happening and then just go into Saudi Arabia and do the deal. So, yeah, I believe if I had to bet, a lot of people obviously thought that Saudi Arabia or the Night of Champions was going to be moved. A lot of rumors about it being moved. A lot of people thought it was going to be moved. I would say that this really solidifies the fact that it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the biggest tell now to me that it's going to happen, because the WWE's intel from the government is going to be like, Yeah, don't like relax, that sort of thing. It's great. It's great. So it's great to be on here with you guys in the afternoon. I don't foresee an issue. Like we said, the Saudi prince, man, that guy is protecting the wrestlers with chainsaws, bone saws, nail guns. I mean, weapons of war for his wrestlers. So Qatar literally stood up for us today. Qatar. I mean, I don't know if Qatar was involved in the work or not. I don't know if Qatar knew the game plan, but they probably did, But still, the fact that Qatar is shooting down rockets, right? And the fact that they sent drones into the U.S. area in Iraq. Drones are nothing. We can kill the drones like you wouldn't believe. They're not going to do anything. I mean, this is the biggest work ever by nations that I mean in my lifetime. I think I mean maybe 9/11 if we find out that we can prove things about that, but I mean this is obvious. Like this is the biggest work you've ever seen if nobody dies. Now if people start dying and something different happens, like obviously things could change, and we're still waiting for the final results of the bombing. But yes, exactly. They're attacking our air bases now, but it's all fake. It's not real. It's like a fake attack. It's a purposely done attack. So all nine of the missiles were shot down, except for one missile that made it to a empty field and crashed in an empty field. The rest of the stuff, the drone attacks, that's crazy. You wouldn't do drones. You'd do missiles, crazy missiles. They're not doing anything. It's fake. Trump has already said there is no plan to retaliate to these strikes. That's because this is us letting Iran do something. Like, here, you have to strike us back, obviously. Go ahead. Nothing is happening. This is the biggest work. We dropped giant bombs on a mountain so we could say that we destroyed their nuclear facility. See, Israel, we destroyed their nuclear facility. This is all to sort of justify everything that was done. Now America can say, we stopped the nuclear stuff. No Americans were lost. And Iran can say, hey, we've still got all these other facilities. You didn't do anything. And we struck you back because we're powerful. And everybody is saving face. This is the biggest work I've ever seen. There could be more stuff that happens. Stuff could happen. But the bombings are a work. I mean, it's all a work, Grizzly. So that's why I'm very confident that Night of Champions will now take place 100%. Night of Champions will be just fine, I believe now, unless something else happens. If something crazier happens I don't know about, let's say Iran was pretending to go along with this, and then they had some secret thing they did, or America was pretending to go along with this, and then we had some secret attack thing that we were doing, that would be awful, but I like to hope that this is still, obviously what it looks like it surely right now is a work between Iran and America. So we're working together to make it look like we're tough when we're not doing anything really. So America and Iran are working together to basically fake a fight. So no Americans are dead yet that I know about. I don't believe any Iranians are dead, because we don't want to kill Iranian people. I mean, Israel targeted their military people, and have certainly killed some people. And Iran and Israel have killed each other because they were really actually fighting each other. But America and Iran don't want to fight each other. So it's all a work with America and Iran, which is good news for most of us, because I don't want Iranian people to be killed or hurt. And I don't want any of those people to be hurt. I don't want us to be hurt. Israel has a beef. You guys do whatever. So, Night of Champions, in my opinion, all the talk about it being changed, moved, whatever, it's probably not going to happen. So it's probably going to happen in Saudi Arabia as planned, no issue whatsoever. I think a few days ago there was more anxiety, but this answers that question. If you're the WWE officials and you're Nick Khan, you're Triple H, you're all those people, and you're all making decisions, shareholders, people that own the company, TKO, whatever, whoever's in charge of the decisions, you're watching this and you're going, oh, it's a work. It's a fucking work. Okay. Now you still have to worry about like incels or like whatever you want to call it, sleeper cells, and people that are not, that don't understand it's a work. Like, you got to worry about radicalized, crazy people who think this is all for real. Like, let's go. That's the one danger. Like, you've seen church attacks already, bombings and stuff. And it's like, those people don't understand that this is all a work. I mean, even I've been ranting and raving, like, I don't want to go to fucking war. What the fuck are we doing? But we have mentioned it could be a work. We mentioned that. It could be a work. But I felt like when we did what we did, it was so powerful and crazy that, man, we are definitely going to get dragged into this. It just felt like that. But we got worked again, guys. I got worked again. Not today. Now the minute that Iran purposely missed, and the minute that Iran sent in minuscule weaponry, and the minute that it was proven that Iran warned us way ahead of time the locations they were striking, and the minute that we got confirmation that nobody has been hurt, and the minute that I got confirmation that Qatar shot down one of the missiles and basically like bowed their head to us and said, we got you, America. I mean, Qatar funds Hamas. Like, you know what I mean? But Qatar's pretty good a lot of times. So, but this was a straight face turn for Qatar. Qatar turned face for America today. They shot down all the missiles that were fired. So, and Qatar is kind of friendly with Iran too, right? So, like, it's just a big, like, this is crazy. It's a face turn for Qatar and America. Like, if this was real, if this was really 100% real, like, we owe Qatar a big thank you. Like, you would think Trump would come out and say, I want to thank Qatar. They shot down some of the missiles and defended America. Qatar, thank you. Like, we should be blowing Qatar right now. So it's just unless somebody turns heel and we don't see it coming and something crazy happens, right now it looks like this is all a work. And Night of Champions is going to be just fine because WWE will make the same assessment of, okay, this is not as big of a threat. Bored and Irish says, life is a work, a big, stupid, stinky work. Yeah. Well, life is work. Big, stupid, stinky work. Life might just be work. Too much work. But yeah, no, life could all be a work too. It does. A lot of people feel that way because it just feels like we're all living through first character syndrome or main character. Like, we're all living our own main character, and we can't believe the way the world is, like, what has happened in the world, So there's the donation link. I'm sorry, Jasper. The donation link is there in the chat. Now I'm going to pin it to the top. If you guys want to donate, I made it out of work to run here to you guys, to be live for a little bit, to spout off about some wrestling things and talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about for a little bit. Streamlabs is pinned to the top of the chat, like Sabu. Rest in peace, Sabu. I can't believe he's dead. And again, once again, I'm basically going on a limb. I will come on here and apologize 1,000 times if I'm wrong. But based on the fact that this looks like a big work by Iran and America, I think the threat level has significantly gone down. So the only threat level that there really is in Saudi Arabia would be, sleeper cell type of or maniac people that don't understand that this isn't really a big deal at all, and there's no need to do anything to anybody because it's all just a work by America and Iran. So there's no reason to retaliate against anybody because they're not doing it either. We blew up a mountain of nothing, and they blew up. They didn't even blow up. They just fake shot, kind of failed on purpose shot at our bases. We already know that they're capable of blowing up targets they want to blow up, and we know that they have massive weaponry. They're running out significantly, and they're not capable of fighting a full-scale war, I don't think. But And we know Israel can target them with precision, or if Israel wants, they can just flatten a whole entire country and kill everybody if they want. But Iran and America don't want to fight, and so that's why they obviously called each other. Trump called Iran. Iran called Trump. They talked, and they agreed they had to do these things, and so they coordinated it, which is fucking crazy, by the way. Crazy. So it's pretty funny. Also, Saudi will go to war for WWE and Goldberg. Yes, they will. Yeah, Saudi Arabia will go to war for the WWE. You got to be careful. Saudi is going to protect their WWE assets at all costs. Like, there is no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But so this is good news. This is great news. This is great news for people that don't want war. I think Trump always knew that he had to do some kind of, something. And so he decided to do this because nobody was going to be hurt. There would be no nuclear fallout. I do think they obviously, they may have completely lied about anything. They just wanted to do something. That's why Tulsi Gabbard came out and said, like, I don't see anything. What are you talking about? And then Trump was like, she's wrong, because Tulsi didn't have the memo that, we're doing a work here. And we have to pretend like we took out their nukes, even though we didn't, so that we can tell Israel that we did. So because the narrative now for everybody is we took out their nukes. So now there's no reason to bomb them anymore, Israel, because we basically had to get Israel out of it. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think Israel was like, holy shit, Iran is fucking us up. And I think Iran was like, oh my God, we're fucked up. And I think both Iran and Israel were like, oh my God, we got to get out of this. Like, we're both really fucked up. This is crazy. And I think that America worked with them both. And Trump said, I'll get you out of it. I'll get you out of it. Here's how we're going to do it. We'll bomb this mountain that's empty. We're going to bomb the nuclear area that's empty. No nuke stuff, no uranium stuff. That way there's no nuclear fallout, really, or craziness that would have happened. Nobody's going to die. And this will, then Iran, you can fake blow up some of our bases. Nobody's there. And now we can say to Israel, hey, we blew up their nuke that they were going to build. So mission accomplished. And now Israel is saying, like, thank you, America. And the bombings might stop. Maybe they'll stop. And so unless Israel is lying and Israel is like, no, we still want to fight them. We still want to kill them. And we find out, it really wasn't about just the nuclear facility. It's about more than that. You don't want to stop until you kill them all. Oh, so it forces Israel to expose their true nature. Like, okay, we did it. That's it. And then Iran fought back to make it look like they wouldn't stand for it. Iran can tell all their people that they win. We've still got these other nuclear facility sites. They didn't kill anybody. And this was a decoy that they took the bait on. And they think that they destroyed everything, but they didn't. And we'll never stop. We're Iran. And we're backing out of the Accords or whatever the fuck they are. And then Israel can say, yep, we made a huge destruction to their area or whatever. And now they can go on saying that they're 10 years away again or 5 days away again forever. They can still do that. Stupid. And then America can say, we just had the most stealth in the middle of the night surprise bombing we've ever done in America. Unbelievable. No American troops have been killed. Everybody thinks they won. That's what it looks like, obviously. So for those reasons, if you're WWE watching this play out, you're thinking, okay, we can go to Saudi Arabia because this was all a work. No citizens and people should be really getting harmed in Saudi Arabia. This should tone everything down theoretically, and Iran isn't going to like try to bomb, American citizens probably anymore. But we'll see. We'll see if a rogue person or something could go wrong in the next couple of days or week. But again, right now, this looks like green light for Night of Champions. In the coming couple of days, if nothing really happens, then I mean, I pretty much know based on the strikes today, unless you're a retard person, you understand that these were fake attacks today. They weren't fake. They did them, but it was all planned out. I mean, that's just obvious. So you'd have to be like, I mean, so this does make Trump look kind of smart in a way. Like, oh, I just gave Israel an out. I just gave Iran an out. They should have just talked about it like I wanted to, but they didn't. So you wonder what's up. Is this part of trying to get the regime change to happen in a different way? Is this part of some kind of weird other plan? I know that we want to go to a digital world currency in the entire world, and there's a great reset with that. A land grab going on. I mean, there's so many conspiracy things that could be happening or going on that it's kind of almost unbelievable. But let's go to the donations. Shit bum.
Not really a face turn for Qatar. They gave Trump that big golden jet a month ago when he visited the Middle East. It's more of just let me suck your cock again, Trump. I got you, baby.
You know what? You are dead right. I totally forgot that they gave Trump that plane. That is a great point. I completely forgot about that. That is huge. I forgot all about that. That's right. Qatar gave Trump that huge plane, which is weird, by the way. So then they shot down the rocket for him. So, yeah. Qatar, what is going on with Qatar and Trump? What happened? Does Trump have pictures of their leaders sucking babies? I mean, like, they are really blowing for him. Qatar is like blowing Trump like we blow Israel. So weird. But yeah, it's a very interesting set of news. And things going on. Yeah, Goldberg's on high alert. He's got his yarmulke ready to go. Thank you for the donation. That was Colonel Stutters. Thank you to Doomed Hub before that. And
hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Scissor me, Joe!
I just did a huge sheet. Face turn in progress.
There it is, Qatar turning full face. They're giving us billion-dollar aircrafts with, imagine there was like bombs in them that were like hidden. Qatar giving us gigantic aircrafts, gifts, now shooting down the missiles. I mean, what has Trump done to Qatar? I thought Trump was turning heel, but it looks like he was brilliant. Bored and Irish with the $7. Oh, yeah.
I want to be in a phone booth with Garguts and Bullfrog in a full of battle of wits.
Oh, my God. Bored and Irish. I want to be in a phone booth with Garguts and Bullfrog in a battle of wits. Huh. Yeah, that could be interesting. Well, I thought my phone was dead, but it's not. I do think that there could be something, but I think we're going to be good. I do think that they're going to make it to Night of Champions. Now, based on this stuff, unless something escalates that we don't know about, we'll see. The Battle of Wits, I would be down with that as long as we could film it. Although nothing is really filmed anymore. You know what I'm saying? Iran's getting the Montreal screw job. Oh, my God.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
DJ Glaze.
Scissor me, Joe!
What did you think of Smackdown, Joe? Did you like it? I enjoyed half the show. Anyway, I was just wondering what you thought of it. I'm interested in your wrestling opinion. Take care now. KKK.
Thank you very much, my friend. That was DJ Glaze, if that was really him. What did you think of SmackDown? I thought it was okay. I mean, we watched it. I was just wondering what you thought of it. I'm interested in your wrestling opinion. Take care. KKK. Yeah, DJ Glaze, we're going to have to, I mean, unfortunately, DJ Glaze has been like a really prominent guy on the show recently, but I mean, we're going to have to like suspend the guy or something for a week or something. I don't know. The fucker dropped like 5 N-words on the show the other day. I was listening to it. Somebody sent me a clip. I didn't hear it. I'm like, why does he keep saying the N-word? Like the real N-word. Like, why is he doing that? So I don't know what I'm going to do with DJ Glaze, but he is fucking retarded. I heard that, and my thing is all demonetized. And I'm like, why does he keep saying the full-on N-word multiple times? Like, he said it like 6 times on the show the other night. So, I mean, that's fucking crazy. I was like, what is he doing? Like, it's not like he made a joke once or he made a rap lyric or he said, you know, whatever. He's literally just keeps saying it. It's like, is he getting paid by somebody that I don't know about to be like, how many times do you think I can say it on his... Well, so like, you know, DJ Glaze may not be here for a little bit. Just, you know, just throw that out there. Because I don't understand what that's all about. But, yeah, you can't do that. I mean, listen, I'm all for free speech and say whatever, but you can't, on YouTube, you just can't do it. It's like the one of the words that, like, will get demonetized immediately. Even if you're a black rapper and you come out with a rap album and you say the N-bomb, it's like, it fucks you. You know? It's also weird. Kinda. So, I don't know, man. He said it like 5 or 6 something. It's crazy. By the way, tonight, you guys can make me watch Raw. I thought SmackDown was all right. I really liked that ending. I think we talked about that, right? Like the ending of SmackDown and stuff was all right. So tonight is Raw. You guys can make me watch Monday Night Raw tonight. We will watch the first 30 minutes of Raw tonight, and then potentially you can make me watch the next hour and the next hour and then do a post show. So we'll see what happens. What happened last week? I don't even remember. I think this is the 3rd week of this, maybe? What? The first week we watched the whole show and did a post show. What happened last week? I don't remember. Then the week after that, we only watched the first hour. And then I think last week we might have watched maybe the whole show or 2 hours. I don't know. Yeah, Bullfrog sent $450 to a fake Jackie Redmond. And this is after we told him it's a fake person scamming you. And he did not send money to that person. And then he did send it to the person weeks later. You know? But yeah, the big news is that I believe the big news, this is opinion, this is more of a big opinion, is that I think Night of Champions will continue because, again, it feels like this was a big work between the U.S. and Iran, and I think things should be calming down now, and potentially everybody comes to the table again at this point. Israel is beat up really bad. Iran is beat up pretty good. But more importantly, Iran's running out of munition. Not running out of it, but I mean they're lower than they want to be. And America doesn't really want to go to war at all, which Trump knows. And so, again, a fake explosion attack, and then they faked an attack on us, basically. So that really tells me that I think Night of Champions is on. Now, had we blown up the nuclear facility and there had been some fallout and there had been maybe some casualties, and then Iran had striked our bases and maybe blew up tons of our planes, threw missiles at our bases.
You raised a piece of shit!
Then I'd be worried.
I want to have sex with my human resources manager. She's kinda thick and a mom, but she's got a perfect ass and sexy toes and a decent track. Face ain't too bad either. I want to suck, lick, fuck, and ejaculate on her face, tongue.
Good Christ. Good God, man. What the hell? I mean, All right. Well, I love that donation. Can you guys send more sexually threatening donations towards your HR, human resources teams, please? I really enjoy that. Something about it tickles my dingleberries. So, yes, John, this was a work. America blew up a mountaintop that Iran told us they moved all the stuff from with nobody in it. We could have targeted the nuclear bases with the nuclear stuff in them. We could have targeted the nuclear bases with people in them. We decided to target the ones that were emptied or minimal, and we decided to target the ones with no people in them that were harder to hit. And then Iran decided to strike our bases, but gave us the heads up about it, missed on purpose in most cases, and shot stuff purposely so that they could be intercepted by Qatar. And even when one missile landed, it landed in a field. And one of the bases that they took out was a small base, minimal base. You could argue it's a decoy base. Nobody was there, and they gave us the heads up. This is all theater. This is all a work, and that's good news. That's kind of good news. But why did it happen is what we don't know. I don't know exactly why. I know that Iran doesn't really want to fight. I know that America doesn't really want to fight. I'm not sure about Israel. It seems Israel attacked Iran. So it's like Israel seemingly wanted to fight. I just don't know about the other people. However, Israel is pretty beat up, pretty badly beat up. And once Israel found out that America's not going to war for you, this could be their out. Like, Israel assumed that America was going to help them, and we're like, no, not really. And they're like, fuck, we're already in a fucking war now. And then Iran is like, yeah, you fucking are in a war. And we don't want to be in this war, but fuck you. So America says, we'll solve all this. We'll solve all this. We're gonna blow up the mountains for nothing. Say that we did it, and then you fake blow us up. We're all out of war. Boom.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Qatar being hit by Iran. They targeted an American base. My parents felt the impact of the bombings, but they are fine, for now. All traveling have been suspended till further notice. Let's hope shit calms down before it's too late.
Omar Fakarani, fuck around and find out. Omar, thank you, bro. I'm glad your parents are okay. But I Now, listen, I don't want to downplay this, and I don't know.
Bullfrog is a moron.
I think they're going to be fine, Omar. I really think it's all planned, buddy. I think you're going to be all right.
Thanks for having Jennifer Muppet Baby on Saturday.
You're welcome.
God fucking damn, her voice is so sexy. I imagine myself throat fucking her while she's talking to you while shaving her pussy. Then I lick her clean and come 5 times inside her bald snatch.
What the fuck? What the hell? Jesus. Omar Fakarani is the top dono. Listen, man, I hope your parents are okay. Although, maybe your father takes, a fall or something. But hopefully your parents are okay. I think they're going to be okay, man. I really do. Not to downplay it. Like, I am concerned about everybody. I really am. I want nobody hurt in Qatar. I want nobody hurt in Iran. I want nobody hurt in Israel. I want nobody hurt in America. And the good news is it feels like this was all planned. We gave everybody the heads up, got people out of the way. The worry would be an accident. Like if you accidentally fucked up on the work, right? You're purposely missing, but what if a missile fucks up or something goes wrong? Mistakes happen, right? So when you're purposely missing and something accidentally goes off the rails and blows up a residential neighborhood, now you've got collateral damage that nobody wanted. America planned it, Iran planned it, and they were supposed to kill nobody, and then they ended up killing people by accident. That looks really bad, and that would suck. That would be a huge mistake and a problem. So I hope nobody's hurt. Sounds like your parents are okay, and I think everybody's going to be okay. Okay, I mean, like, that's the good news about everything we've heard today, is this confirms, at least it seems to confirm. I mean, never say never, but this obviously seems to confirm that this is a big work by Iran and America, possibly Israel, although there was a real fight, and that happened before, but now we're playing, like, the get-out-of-jail-free card or whatever. So I hope that everybody's good. I think it, like you said, Omar Fakarani, I believe it's all orchestrated as well. So I would say to all the people in that area that, the only thing I'm scared of is that they're using military-grade weapons and whatever, and things could be an accident. But the fact that they attacked with minimal munition, like that they didn't need to, like the drone attack, that is so goofy. There is no reason. That is such a waste. Like, it's so stupid. So they would never do that unless it was, like, bullshit. And the missiles that they fired, like, they emptied the bases. It's all theater. It is all theater. And that's really good news. Because to me, that means, in my opinion especially, it means to me that we don't have homicidal people, for the most part, in charge of these things. You know what I mean? If Trump was homicidal and crazy, he could really fucking do some problems. And if Iran was a homicidal psycho place, they could do some crazy damage too. And they've chosen not to because they.
Bullfrog is a moron.
It's a work.
Scissor me, Joe!
After these attacks in Qatar, Saudi Arabia has joined the rest of the Middle East and closed its airspace. Also, DJ Glaze is dumbass and a waste of oxygen.
Colonel Stutters, thank you for the $3. Yeah, so that is a bit concerning that the airspace is closed, right? Because obviously that puts, like we said, Night of Champions in jeopardy. I don't know if they've flown over there yet. I don't think they have. I think the WWE was scheduled to fly out to Saudi Arabia on Wednesday. I don't know that to be fact, but I believe their plans were to mostly fly out on Wednesday. Today is Monday. Airspaces are closed. It is possible that the airspace opens up again on Tuesday or Wednesday, or potentially WWE would have to, push back travel by a day and arrive on Thursday. If it had been, it is really close, and there still is a possibility that Night of Champions could be moved and that things could change, because this is just too strange and last minute for the WWE not to pull out and do something else. But I just would think that this being such a work, that as long as You know, the problem is, even though it's a work, yes, okay, I feel like the threat isn't there for something really bad to happen, so we can go along with the show. But part of the work is that these countries could close their airspace to play along, or out of precautionary reasons. And if they do that, I mean, that's that. They've closed the airspace. WWE can't travel. So even if it is a big, giant work, these people have to still use the procedures and the cautions that you would use if it was real. Because the airport's not going to say, it's all a big work. Open up the airport anyway. No, they're going to go by the procedures. Hey, this just happened, that just happened. These are the threats. This is what's happening. Procedure says we close for 5 to 10 days and until there's been a resolution or an update, or there's been investigations or heightened security or whatever the case is. So these procedures can't be superseded by like, oh, my gut feeling it's a work. So that is something to take into consideration that I have not been saying during this stream.
Take a look around here.
Oh shit, Grid!
See,
yes!
everyone loves me. Take a look around Hillary and see. Everyone loves me. Take a look around Hillary and see. Everyone loves me. Took a long look. Everyone loves the dawn. Take a look around Hillary. Everyone loves me. Take a look around Hillary and see.
With all this going on, all I know is, it is time to make some generational wealth with this all these dips in stocks and crypto. Telling y'all this is the time to do it. Buy the fear, sell the rumors, baby.
I know, man. Grid, I wish... Man, the time to get into Bitcoin was 2013, I feel like. It's too bad I didn't have any money then. And now I have no money now. I wish I got into crypto, and I wish I got into all that stuff. I had a little bit. I had $700 at one point. Now I have nothing. But you don't want to listen to me with money, obviously. You don't want to listen to me with money. $30,000 in loan and credit card debt. Over $8,000 in utility bills, $60-something thousand to the IRS. Yeah, you don't want to listen to me. I would need to
shit bum.
I would need $100K.
My parents and friends felt 7 rocket impacts that shacked the houses.
Damn.
The whole country is 90 miles anyways. It's crazy to think Qatar, a place I lived in for 16 years. One of the safest places to have that kind of shit, even if it's a work.
Yeah. Omar, thank you for the $5. Yeah, I totally forgot that Qatar gave Trump that plane, too. I forgot all about it. But Qatar, we owe Qatar a big hug. I mean, even if it's a big work or whatever, you know, Qatar shot down a lot of the rockets. So we need to give, even if it's a big performative work, we still got to give Qatar a big hug, a big fake, friendly hug. But yeah, that's crazy. It's only 90 miles. That's so crazy. But this is really a good scenario in my opinion because, God, you don't want to see people killed. Like, you really don't want to see anybody hurt over there. I don't know, man. I love people. I don't want to see any of us hurt, any of our kids going to wars. I don't want to see Iranians hurt. The Iranians, like, anybody. Like, why? Like, they're just, we're different, but they're like us. Like, everybody's like everybody. We all have different little cultural things, and we're different, but we're not. It's like, you don't want to see these people hurt or anybody hurt. I feel like this is the best case scenario to get everybody out of this stupid conflict. And luckily, we haven't killed anybody that I know of. And luckily, they have not killed anybody of ours. So that this is, and then unless the airspace prohibits Night of Champions from taking place, it's probably on, in line to happen. I had 700, now I have nothing. Sam Squash, that's what you have? Damn, I had 700 in Bitcoin. Yeah, now I have nothing. That's crazy. I have $13 or something. 6% of retail only, DCA. Wow. Yeah, but what do you buy if you have nothing? You know what I mean? Like, what do I buy? What do I buy in Bitcoin? You know what I mean? What do I have, $10? What do I take the $15 you just gave me and spend $15 on Bitcoin, even though, like, I owe 1 million bills? You know what I mean? Like, what's it going to do for me at this point? Joe, did you see Iran is also causing delays in the Gulf where 20% of the world's oil travel through the world economy is about to be shook? Yeah, I saw that, but did they close it yet officially? I don't know if they've officially closed it. If they have, then they may reopen it. I mean, they may reopen it as fast as they close it. You know what I'm saying? You know, Iran could say, as part of the deal, we're opening it back up again. And, you know, you do this and we do that and we all do things. You know what I mean? Like, it's all part of this fake attack / get out of the war, get out of the fight, you know, card. I think Trump looks Trump in some ways looks smarter because of this now. But in some ways, it also looks bad that we did anything. I don't think that people understand that. Like, Trump doing anything, even though it's performative, still made a lot of people angry. Because a lot of people voted for him to literally, like, do nothing. And I know that he already has targeted Soleimani and taken people out a couple of times. But, like, and then people are like, well, why are people more mad at Trump when Obama dropped way more bombs, right? Like, Obama dropped a couple of thousands of bombs. Trump has only dropped I don't know, 100 or something total or something like that. I don't know what it is. But Obama's dropped way more bombs than Trump, right? But I think why people are more angry at Trump is because a lot of people wanted zero. And even though he did do some stuff the last time, it was very minimal, and it was the least amount of stuff we've ever seen in my lifetime with a president. Trump did the least amount of shit that I've seen any president do in my lifetime last time he was in office. So I think people expected even more of the same and maybe even less. So that's what some people voted for him based on that. And I think that him even doing a pretend, you know, explosion of a cave or whatever they did, even that, I think, kind of scared and angered a lot of people, including myself, because I thought I was duped, but I was actually duped into being duped. I was duped into thinking he was really going to do stuff, and I was really upset about that. And so it looks like we got played, and that's kind of a good thing, I suppose. But what happened to Garguts? Did something happen to Garguts? Is he dead? He already had to have foot surgery. Did something else happen? I can't wait for WWE United Champions. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of friends in Saudi. Well, not a lot. I mean, we have a few friends in Saudi Arabia. I know Makbul Matsalama, or whatever his name is. He's going. Sorry, man, I'm Irish. He's going to Night of Champions. Could our friend Awandi be going to Night of Champions? I don't know. So we have several people out in Saudi Arabia. A couple of them that are going, I know. A couple of people that just live in Saudi Arabia, they might be going. But I know other people that are going in Saudi Arabia. So I know that they really were pumped up about this. They're getting to see John Cena. One of them has been a John Cena fan all his life. And he's like, I can't believe I'm getting to see John Cena live. So, you know, he was really excited. Mahmoud was really excited about seeing John Cena live. Like, he's like, I'm 27 years old. He's like, I've never seen him live. I grew up with this guy, you know, watching him and stuff like that. So, like, this is a big deal for a lot of people in Saudi Arabia. And if John Cena's retiring and they don't, for some reason, airspaces are closed and people and travel gets disrupted, we believe that the war is toning down, so there shouldn't be a risk there. But if the airspace is messed up and travel is banned and they cannot fit, like, actually just can't hold the event because of that, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that will be really disappointed not being able to see John Cena. This will really affect that. So we'll see what happens. But again, obviously America and Iran planned a just bullshit attack on each other to save face for everybody, and mostly maybe for Israel. I don't know. Although it could be possible that Israel continues, and but America is like, well, we did our thing. Fucking, it's on you guys. So I don't know. But it could still, even though there's not much of a threat now on Americans and things like that, this could still be interrupted by procedure. You know, procedural shit could interfere with this. Omar Fakarani, thank you for the $5, man. Love you, brother, and I'm glad your parents are okay, and I think everybody will be okay. And, you know, Qatar helped us. Even if it's a work, they helped us. They've been shooting down stuff, and I think everybody in Qatar is going to be just fine. And everybody everywhere right now is going to be okay, so not a big deal. Grid with the top donation. Grid414 is the top donator. He's also the top digital currency man too. So the crypto maniac, Grid414. I'm going to call him the crypto maniac. I like it. Crypto maniac. That's what I call him. I call him crypto maniac. I wish I got into crypto. I wish I got rich. It would literally take $100,000 to make me square, to make me be able to pay off all my bills, to make me be able to pay off my credit, and to have me pay off my tax issues. I would need $100,000. So I would have to hit the lottery.
Shit bum.
The lottery would have to happen.
What's up, Joe? How's the family?
What's up, God, Phoenix, OG, Super Chat. You know, the family's okay. We're in a little duress because I'm still in between jobs right now, so I've been a little bit on edge with stuff and going to interviews and need to make a certain amount of money, so being picky, but at the same time can't really be picky because I need to get something really soon. People need to see doctors. Healthcare isn't working right. We didn't have an air conditioner in the living room because I couldn't buy one. The kids are upset about that. They're all up in their rooms and stuff. So, but my mother, gifted us an AC the other day, so that was embarrassing. But we have an AC, so that's really good. So people are more happy now that the living room is cooled down. My wife's truck is dead because we think that there's an engine problem and it's a $3,000 fix, so that's not getting fixed. I'm driving my car to the job interviews. It's really hot out. It's going to be 102 degrees tomorrow. The kids are healthy. Family's healthy. Mentally, I am probably deranged and depressed and terrified beyond belief and comprehension. And at the same time, prices are going up everywhere. Nobody has money. My birthday is next week, I guess, but I want to pretend that's not even happening. And I really don't want it to happen. And the world is bleak, and wrestling is blah, and the sun may not come out tomorrow. TKO cares more about money than the wrestler's safety in Saudi. You could be. Well, I mean, the wrestlers are not going to get attacked. This is all fake, so it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, unless a rogue missile accidentally hits somebody, I mean, this was all a work, so no, they're not scared about it. They're not worried about it. The only reason why they won't go to Saudi Arabia is if they literally can't fly there because of procedural stuff. We now know that America and Iran plan these attacks to be fake, pretty much, and so we're way less concerned. The only thing to be concerned about is these attacks on Christian churches that are happening, or the attacks that could happen on Israel people, or Iranians, Americans, all from crazy people. That's what you have to worry about. You have to worry about a crazy Christian, a crazy Jew, or a crazy Iranian, or somebody who's crazy who just decides to do terror on their own because they're all worked up about this stuff they think is real, when it's not. or at least this portion of it is not. And so that's what you got to be concerned about, are these weird randos or sleeper cell people, stuff like that could activate, or that could go crazy, or that could want to do something nuts for no real reason. That's what you really got to be worried about, because the countries don't want to do anything, it looks like. I mean, hold our breath and, knock on wood that this is all obviously seems scripted at this point. I mean, it's not a conspiracy. It pretty much seems, it's a fact. Iran purposely missed stuff and purposely told us about stuff. We purposely blew up an empty mountain. I mean, bro, it's all theater. But somebody could do something for real who's a rogue actor, and that could make everybody else jump, when it's calm down. That's just a nutcase. There was a nutcase in America the other day, and he was going to shoot up a church. You probably saw the video. He was going to shoot up the church, and the fucking deacon ran him over, and then the security guard shot him to death. Somebody put on Twitter, on X, this is the most American tweet I've ever seen, ever. It was shooter attempted to shoot up Christian church, and deacon ran him over with a Ford F-150, holding him back in time for a security guard to show up and neutralize the attacker. And somebody was like, this is the most American post ever. So somebody who was carrying a gun legally took out a shooter. Are you going to see that on the news? Probably not really. The deacon ran him over with a Ford F-150, and then somebody else shot him. By the way, I think he was a regular, just white guy, crazy person. I'm not sure if it had anything to do with any of this stuff. It might have. Some of the war stuff might have triggered the guy to just act crazy. And this is why I don't blame a lot of people specifically when a nutcase does something, because a lot of times it's just a nutcase acting like a fucking nutcase because things stirred him up, but you'll always be able to stir up a nutcase. I could make an album about the end of the world and Satan, and it could just be a creative work of art. And some nutcase could do something terrible to people because he was like, I was inspired by the album. It's art. It's not real, dude. And so should I be blamed for that? It's no, I shouldn't be blamed. So some nutcase does something and says he's a Republican, or some nutcase does something and says he's a Democrat, or some nutcase does something and says he's a Jew, a Christian, or a Muslim, or whatever. I don't believe now that I want all those people to be in trouble. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, most of the time, almost all the time, it has nothing to do with anybody else other than this person's crazy. And so that's why it's just it's just this crazy people, and they do crazy shit. Because there's just so many people that aren't bad. Most people are good. Most people are good people. I believe that. I think 85% of people are pretty good people. And 15% can get pretty weird. And then a small percentage of those people are full on evil, right? But I think 85% of people overall are good people and won't do anything to you and are nice and whatever. So it's just so dumb. But crazy people happen. God Phoenix, thank you. Much appreciated. It's summertime, baby. It's 98 degrees today in Massachusetts, and tomorrow it's 102 degrees. Feels like they say 110 as a insane heat wave. Dangerous triple-digit temperatures threaten millions this week. I do know that we've had 102 degrees in Massachusetts areas about 5 times since 2008, I believe. So it's not that crazy, but it is.
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt until last Sunday that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Oh yeah, Big Jones.
DJ Glaze needs his racist butthole plugged with J Menace's cock-wearing bedazzled jean jacket with anal lube in his nose with a carrot between his toes and cum in his hair. Rub a spoon on his forehead until the skin bleeds.
Jesus. Jesus. Big Jones, that is insane, but thank you for the $3. DJ Glaze is banned from the show for a couple of days. The guy said the N-word like 9 times the other day on the show. I don't know why DJ Glaze was dropping N-bomb after N-bomb, especially when I wasn't around. The guy was like, let me say the N-word like 7 times. So DJ's in a little bit of trouble. I got to be honest. Big Jones, thank you for the Big Jones. Thank you for the $3. Yeah, so here's Massachusetts, my area, for the next week, including my birthday, which is the 28th. And guess what, guys? The only day, well, one of the days it's going to rain like crazy, my birthday. I can't wait for my rainy birthday. My rainy birthday. My rainy birthday. My Iranian birthday. Look at this. 102 degrees tomorrow. As soon as I'm done with this stream, by the way, I've got to drive to my mother's house because she doesn't have her air conditioners in yet, and that's crazy. So I'm driving over to my mother's place when I get done with this stream, and I'll be live tonight for Monday Night Raw. Make me watch Raw. If enough donations come in, I'm going to watch the entire hour of Raw. And if enough come in, I'll watch the second hour, and enough we'll watch the third, and we'll do a post-show as well. So you guys can tonight force me against my will to have to sit and watch all of Monday Night Raw and then even review it afterwards. Tonight, I will be live for at least a half hour tonight during Raw. So during Raw, be on this channel. We are now live during Raw. So yeah, so I got to get the ACs in for my mother, obviously, because first of all, obviously it's 90-something, 98 degrees today. And tomorrow it's going to be 102 degrees. That's the only day that's fully sunny. Look at all this. Partly cloudy, showers, mostly cloudy, showers, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, thunderstorms, partly cloudy. But tomorrow it's full-on sunny, full sun on the hottest day. And, you know, the showers are going to be great because, I mean, that shit's going to fry everything, and they're going to need rain. You know, we're going to need rain after that sun, 102-degree day. But, man, it's going to be rainy for a while. That's kind of blows a little bit. And on my birthday, it's going to rain a lot, too. I mean, I think my birthday and Thursday are the only 2 days where it's, like, complete rain. And I'm angry about that, you know? Saturday, my birthday, rain, and that will be Night of Champions. So if Night of Champions is going on the way we think it's going to go on, you know, we'll be doing a Night of Champions afternoon stream on my birthday, which good because I don't want to think about it. It'll be a fun time. Gold bond warning. Joe Bishop, I hate summer. I mean, look out for the fires, too. I mean, I don't know what kind of stuff would ignite, but 102 degrees it's pretty high. The dark net. The dark net in the chat. Thank you, bro. I'll probably be on the dark net soon. A spiritual and mental war. It's also an imaginary war, too. Where are the top donators gone? They sleeping? No, I don't think... I mean, obviously some of them are gone, but you want to look at the top donators. I mean, Z-Pain is on the top. Yeah, donations have been way down, but they're still pretty good, but they are pretty down. See what happens when you take away 2 or 3 top players, you know? That's how crazy it is. That's how important they were, man. At least you can appreciate them. You can appreciate Z-Pain. Look at Z-Pain. I mean, he's holding the whole show together. Imagine if Z-Pain didn't exist. I don't even think I'd be on the air right now. If Z-Pain wasn't here, I don't think I'd be here. There's no way I could keep this up. I mean, I really can't keep it up right now, to be honest, but Z-Pain, imagine if he was gone. Holy shit. He's in first place with 569. Leonard Kitty Kisser is beating the Creeder, who's beating Moss Blaze. And the Creeder's on there again. I think that's a fake Creeder maybe. Or it's Creeder under a different name, which if you add those together, really, if that's really Creeder, then Creeder should be in second, but he must have made a different name or somebody made a fake Creeder. Nick B is in sixth place. Leonard Kitty Kisser again, so he might have made a second name. And in that case, I guess Leonard Kitty Kisser would be in second still, so maybe everything is even right anyway, so I guess it writes itself. Tony Khan is in 8th place. The man. Grid is in 9th place. Big Jones is in 10th place. And now, it's Captain Solo. Oh, this is a super chat, though, so this isn't going to count on the leaderboard. I'm sorry. But a really important guy, man. Captain Solo.
Fecal matters on the floor. It's okay, I am a horse. Fecal matters on the floor. It could be worse on the floor. My fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. But it's okay, I am a horse. It's okay, I am a horse. My fecal matters on the floor.
Oh, man, I got to salute Captain Solo. What a super chat. What's going on with the like button? Thank you, brother.
Joe, become a corrections officer. Your money problems will be over. My friend just retired after 20 years. Always overtime. No age limit. Just gotta take a civil exam. You can always resign if you don't like it.
Corrections officer, huh? How much do you make? I mean, at this point, I probably would do anything, you know? Unfortunately. Fortunately, I feel like I should be negotiating in a suit, but maybe I got to take the gloves, put the gloves on, you know? Corrections officer, don't they get stabbed a lot? Like, don't they get stabbed all the time? I did go to I did have to do service one time years ago at a correction officer's house. He had a massive house, and I was like, wow. But yeah, I mean, I need to make around at least 90. Top earners make 75,000. I guess if you add overtime, maybe. That's not a lot. Like the jobs that I'm looking at now would make me between 70 and 100,000. Those are the jobs that I'm looking for. Corrections officer says 65,000. Is that? Are you sure? Top pay, you'll make more. Let's see. I guess it depends, but I mean, 80,000 or more. I guess I'd be tempted, I suppose, because I mean, I'm not finding anything yet. So, you know, but so you might be right. I mean, I left a place to go to a new place. I left a place that I made 70 at to go to a new place that I'd probably would make 95 at. And then that place terminated my entire job. My entire department was like canceled by the company. It had nothing to do with me being hired or not hired. They got rid of the department in an unrelated situation. So I left a place where I was making 70 to go to a place where I was making 95. They then got rid of the department. I'm out of a job, can't go back to the old place, and I'm just sitting here. That's where I'm at. I made a strategic decision to leave a place that I was making 70 at to make 95. Now I have nothing. That's where I'm at. So that gives you a perspective. So yeah, maybe 80 something. I guess I could accept that. I'll take a couple of knife stabs as a corrections officer. You know, I'll take a couple of stabs. You know, a couple of jabs. It could happen. I could be stabbed a few times. I worked at a while back. I worked at a car dealership, and we ran out of cars. I sold so many cars, we ran out of cars. And I said, the guys were all happy at first, and then they were like, yeah, we don't know. We're not getting anything in. Like, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, so I just set the record for this, for car sales, and now we're out of cars? What am I supposed to do for the next couple of months? You know what I mean? They're like, well, we just got to try to sell them ahead of time. I'm like, but the car dealerships around here have the fucking cars. We don't have any cars. What the fuck are we doing? And it turned out like just the ordering people did the wrong shit and fucked up because they didn't they never sold cars that quick. I don't know, man. It was crazy. I mean, like, I was like, are you serious? I booked the most appointments that they'd ever booked before. I sold the most amount of cars that they'd ever sold before. I was like, I'm crushing it. This is amazing. Let's go. I'm on pace to destroy. Oh, we're out of cars. I had to literally leave the place because we sold too many cars. I mean, granted, that was pandemic time, so it was crazy. So stupid. So then I had to go somewhere else, and then you guys know that I took time off. Then I came back here, did this, and we did more, and we did blah, 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 blah. We did that and the other thing. It was just crazy. It was just a crazy situation where who would think you would run out of cars? Sorry. I went to another place. They ran out of product, too. It wasn't cars, it was something else. They ran out of product, and that was because of production stuff. And I was like, okay, so what do I sell now that we don't have product to sell? Again, we're out of product to sell. Stop running out of product to sell. Granted, I could still sell it, but you could still sell it because you could say, hey, man, you got to get in line now to get this. Like, it's not going to be, like, there's already 10 people ahead of you. So if this is what you want, you really want it, you want to get it now, you want to get in line. But a lot of people, they want to see it. They want to try it. Crazy. But now there's product again everywhere. Everybody has product. Now there's too much product for everything, or most things. Nobody can afford to buy the things now. So now nobody can buy it because they can't afford it. Now they're stacked up everywhere and you can't fucking sell anything. Egypt Airlines just shut down all flights. Ugh. Yeah. That's the thing. If the airline shut down, there's nothing WWE can do about that, even if this is a work. There's nothing the WWE can do, even if the threat is really not there. And obviously, this is all a planned work by Iran and America. The USA and Iran seemingly planned this whole thing. It's a work. If that's the case, which it looks like, I would think the airlines should be up and running by Wednesday, which is when WWE plans to go out to Saudi Arabia in Wednesday, I believe. That's when the majority of people were set to go there. It's certainly in jeopardy right now. I think within 24 to 48 hours, the airlines will be back up and running again. But will they make it in time, or will they have to go late? I don't know. So, obviously, the Iran attacks, unless somebody does something for real, we don't know. But obviously America blew up a mountain just to say that we're tough, and we blew up their nuclear stuff even though we didn't. And Iran is obviously bombing our bases, but it's fake, and they told us about it. Nobody should get hurt. Hopefully not. But obviously it's all a work. Iran warned America ahead of time. Qatar is shooting down stuff. 9 missiles were shot down. 1 missile made it, and it crashed into a field. They missed on purpose. They struck one of the military bases where they actually could do damage. They used a drone attack, which makes no sense at all. So it's a light response of nothing. So Iran and America worked everybody. It's not that, they're not doing anything for real. It's all to save face for whatever reason. So for that reason, you would think that the airspace would be freed up in time for Night of Champions to happen in Saudi Arabia. There shouldn't be an issue. But unless everybody overreacts to this and the airlines have to go through procedures to shut down and they don't allow private jets and private flights and planes, then it's not going to happen, right? So then they just can't get to Saudi Arabia. But, Captain Solo, man, I can't thank you enough for dropping all that $20 as a super chat, man, and then also dropping valuable idea and information about a corrections officer. I mean, I'll look into it. I've looked into a few things like CDL and corrections officer and stuff like that. So, that's a great suggestion. And Captain Solo, thank you for donating, and then also, giving me a great idea of something that I could potentially do. We'll see. Maybe I almost think I should just get a suit and run for mayor of Boston and just take back Boston. Let's just save us all. Maybe I should just take back Boston, throw a suit on, go to Boston, make $120,000 a year and save Boston. MBGA, make Boston great again. And I've got to go put my mother's air conditioning in so she doesn't die. I will be live tonight during Monday Night Raw. I'll be live for 30 minutes during Raw, and if we continue, depending on the donations, you guys can make me watch Raw. Make me watch all of Raw tonight. The watch along with Raw.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Scissor me, Joe!
A friend of mine who knows someone that works in the Interior Ministry in Qatar just confirmed there will be a second wave of rockets on the same base. Schools, universities and non-essential work have been suspended, shops. Just like COVID times. Scary.
It is scary, but again, obviously, hopefully nothing happens, but Omar Fakarani, love you, brother. That is scary. But I would hope that those will also be, missed targets or planned targeted BS as well. So there'll be just more shots that don't do any damage whatsoever. And you'll probably be just fine. And that will be it. It will just be these worked attacks for nothing. And nobody's really targeted. And hopefully that continues to be like that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Thank you. So I do think that, unless once the airspace reopens, hopefully tomorrow or the day after, when airspace potentially could reopen, Wednesday, the WWE wrestlers will all get there. Security alert on Kuwait? I don't know. We'll see. Well, DJ's in a little bit of trouble. Everyone in Qatar is in a panic mode, including government. Really? Why is there... I would be... I do think you'll see another wave that's orchestrated, like you said. But again, I don't. The only way something bad could happen, in my opinion, is if a missile or something screws up by accident. Like a missile screws up, blows up early, goes to the wrong area. That's the only thing I'd be worried about is like something you're missing on purpose. But what if you miss and then you mess up and it hits a civilian place or something happens by accident? Because none of these targets are hitting anything other than intended, empty targets. So airspace is staying suspended for at least 3 days. Okay, so if you count Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they don't reopen till Thursday, I mean, that's it. WWE may not be able to make it to Saudi Arabia unless they're chartering their own plane that's going to be allowed to get to Saudi Arabia. And I can't believe they're going to put people. Yeah. I mean, that makes it hard for WWE to get there. If it's 3 days, that's hard. Because WWE's planned flight is Wednesday. Wednesday is the major flight, I believe. And that puts it in the 3-day realm. So they would have to fly out Thursday in like an emergency last-minute flight. Thursday fly out to get to Saudi Arabia. I mean, so for that reason, that's gonna be a problem. I think, unless I don't think anybody's there yet. So, and there's like no comments on this right now either by WWE or anybody that I've seen. So, what's with that? But maybe we got this wrong. Maybe we got this all wrong and there's like a surprise attack that's going to happen by somebody and there's going to be crazy stuff that goes on that we don't know about. But like, you know what I mean? But it seems like a de-escalation attempt. We'll see. I don't know if there's anything else that I really wanted to mention. I mean, we're going to stay tuned to see we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm reading everything, trying to find out. Okay, so this is a little bit bizarre. This is something I did not expect. Qatar is now reportedly considering retaliating against Iran after Tehran's missile attack on a U.S. military base in the region. That is a seismic shift. Qatar has long walked a careful diplomatic tightrope, but if it enters the fight, the conflict expands beyond proxy war into direct multi-state confrontation. That is weird. That's not what I expected. That's strange. I mean, it could be Qatar just needing to say something, but that is unexpected, especially if Trump and Iran planned all this, basically. You would think Trump would call Qatar and say, hey, don't worry about it, guys. Nothing bad's going to happen. We'll take care of you with some money or some help or whatever. It's just we let them do their thing, and we'll all move on after that. You don't have to do anything. But it is weird that Qatar said this. So what is going on? That is weird. I did not expect that. I expected Qatar to be in on the whole thing as well, and not to say something like that. But maybe not. That's very interesting. But I do think that Israel is potentially operating on their own. So, like, I don't think that... I think America needed a way out, and they were like, look, Israel, we did your stupid thing. See, we did it. We helped, but we took out the bombs, so now there's nothing else to fight for, right? But Israel is still fighting, so... I mean, Israel might just be nuts at this point and want to go for it. Iran has too many missiles. They do have a lot of missiles. They're not done. Why isn't Black Adam protecting the city? That's kind of funny. Let me read some of this really quickly. I'll put this on repeat for a second while I'm just going to read and hear some updates because there's a lot of updates going on, and I want to hear if there's any breaking news about the WWE flight. And where does WWE plan to go if they hold the airspace? I mean, where is WWE going to go? Or what the fuck are we doing? But we have mentioned it could be a work. We mentioned that. It could be a work. But I felt like when we did what we did, it was so powerful and crazy that, man, we are definitely going to get dragged into this. It just felt like that. But we got worked again, guys. I got worked again. Not today. Now the minute that Iran purposely missed, and the minute that Iran sent in minuscule weaponry, and the minute that it was proven that Iran warned us way ahead of time the locations they were striking, and the minute that we got confirmation that nobody has been hurt, and the minute that I got confirmation that Qatar shot down one of the missiles and basically like bowed their head to us and said, we got you, America. I mean, Qatar funds Hamas. Like, you know what I mean? But Qatar's pretty good a lot of times. So, but this was a straight face turn for Qatar. Qatar turned face for America today. They shot down all the missiles that were fired. So, and Qatar is kind of friendly with Iran too, right? So, like, it's just a big, like, this is crazy. It's a face turn for Qatar and America. Like, if this was real, if this was really 100% real, like, we owe Qatar a big thank you. Like, you would think Trump would come out and say, I want to thank Qatar. They shot down some of the missiles and defended America. Qatar, thank you. Like, we should be blowing Qatar right now. So it's just unless somebody turns heel and we don't see it coming and something crazy happens, right now it looks like this is all a work. And Night of Champions is going to be just fine because WWE will make the same assessment of, okay, this is not as big of a threat. Bored and Irish says, life is a work, a big, stupid, stinky work. Yeah. Well, life is work. Big, stupid, stinky work. Life might just be work. Too much work. But yeah, no, life could all be a work too. It does. A lot of people feel that way because it just feels like we're all living through first character syndrome or main character. Like, we're all living our own main character, and we can't believe the way the world is, like, what has happened in the world, So there's the donation link. I'm sorry, Jasper. The donation link is there in the chat. Now I'm going to pin it to the top. If you guys want to donate, I made it out of work to run here to you guys, to be live for a little bit, to spout off about some wrestling things and talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about for a little bit. Streamlabs is pinned to the top of the chat, like Sabu. Rest in peace, Sabu. I can't believe he's dead. And again, once again, I'm basically going on a limb. I will come on here and apologize 1,000 times if I'm wrong. But based on the fact that this looks like a big work by Iran and America, I think the threat level has significantly gone down. So the only threat level that there really is in Saudi Arabia would be, sleeper cell type of or maniac people that don't understand that this isn't really a big deal at all, and there's no need to do anything to anybody because it's all just a work by America and Iran, so there's no reason to retaliate against anybody because they're not doing it either. We blew up a mountain of nothing, and they blew up. They didn't even blow up. They just fake shot, kind of failed on purpose shot at our bases. We already know that they're capable of blowing up targets they want to blow up, and we know that they have massive weaponry. They're running out significantly, and they're not capable of fighting a full-scale war, I don't think. But, you know, and we know Israel can target them with precision, or if Israel wants, they can just flatten the whole entire country and kill everybody if they want. But Iran and America don't want to fight, and so that's why they obviously called each other. Trump called Iran. Iran called Trump. They talked, and they agreed they had to do these things, and so they coordinated it, which is fucking crazy, by the way. Crazy. So it's pretty funny. Also, Saudi will go to war for WWE and Goldberg. Yes, they will. Yeah, Saudi Arabia will go to war for the WWE. You got to be careful. Saudi is going to protect their WWE assets at all costs. Like, there is no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But so this is good news. This is great news. This is great news for people that don't want war. I think Trump always knew that he had to do some kind of, something. And so he decided to do this because nobody was going to be hurt. There would be no nuclear fallout. I do think they obviously, they may have completely lied about anything. They just wanted to do something. That's why Tulsi Gabbard came out and said, like, I don't see anything. What are you talking about? And then Trump was like, she's wrong, because Tulsi didn't have the memo that, oh, we're doing a work here. And we have to pretend like we took out their nukes, even though we didn't, so that we can tell Israel that we did. So because the narrative now for everybody is we took out their nukes. So now there's no reason to bomb them anymore, Israel, because we basically had to get Israel out of it. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think Israel was like, holy shit, Iran is fucking us up. And I think Iran was like, oh my God, we're fucked up. And I think both Iran and Israel were like, oh my God, we got to get out of this. Like, we're both really fucked up. This is crazy. And I think that America worked with them both. And Trump said, I'll get you out of it. Okay, well, I'm back live, guys. I don't see anything new, really. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, so I'm going to let it all happen. And then tonight, live on the Raw Watch-Along, we'll probably talk about it. If anything wild takes place, I'll put a video out about it. Thank you guys for coming in here and supporting me and supporting the channel. Captain Solo, one of the biggest donations, but it was a super chat. So I think Grids was the top regular one. So Captain Solo, thank you. Grid414 with the $15, thank you as well. Thank you guys all for doing this, and we'll be back. I'll be back live with you tonight for the Raw Watch-Along in just a little while. Stay safe. Love you all. Hope it all de-escalates because, yeah, we are the world. I'll see you guys tonight. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you tonight.